Hi, Dr. Hawley. My name is Ayanna Benjamin, and this will be my sheep brain dissection video for physiological psychology for summer session 2. So unfortunately, I was not able to retrieve gloves for this, but I'm being very careful with where I touch my hands while dealing with the brain, and I will wash them thoroughly after. So for the duration of the video, it's just going to be showing the brain so we can just get a better view. This is actually my second time doing the dissection, so there are pins in it because I already cut it in half. So with this, we'll go ahead and pinpoint the structures from the top view. So here, with this large structure, this is the cerebrum. This contains the right and left hemispheres of the brain. It performs higher functioning such as interpreting touch, vision, hearing, fine control of movement, and etc. Right under the cerebrum, we have the cerebellum, this thing here. And the cerebellum its function is coordinating voluntary movement and motor skills. So those motor skills are things such as balance and posture. And right here, this little thingy that's hanging, it's supposed to be together, not two pieces. But this here, this is the brainstem, and it is part of the central nervous system. And these functions primarily in the transmissions of nerve signals from the motor cortex to the body. Okay. Now we will show a ventral view, which is also a view of the bottom. So right here at the top, we have the olfactory bulb. Can't really see it, but it's these little things here. They are bigger in sheep than in human brains because sheep, they use their sense of smell a lot more than humans do. Of course, we use our sense of smell, but sheep use it a lot more to detect certain things, and so that's all located here. And so then we'll go next to the optic nerve. I'm not sure why it looks like this on this brain, but I don't know, maybe I could something. But these two lines here, as you can see, this line and this line, at the tip of these two lines, there's supposed to be a little bit more continuation here. But right here at the tip is where you will find the optic nerve, okay? And then right here where these two lines meet is where you will find the optic chiasm. The optic nerve, their job is to transfer visual information from the retina to the vision centers of the brain, okay? And the optic chiasm, it allows the visual cortex to receive the same hemispheric visual field from both eyes. So basically it's right in the middle. So it's making sure that the right eye is getting the same view that the left eye is, and that they're seeing the same thing. And then the rest of these lines here, this is the midbrain, the midbrain. And the midbrain, it serves important functions in motor, movement of the eye specifically. So yes, it serves functions of motor movement, but specifically for the eye. Next, we will look at it from a side view, which is also known as a lateral view, and look at the different lobes of the brain. So here we have the frontal lobe, and the frontal lobe, it is the control panel of our personality and our ability to communicate. So this is where the people that we are come from, whoever we are, how we are, the way that we are, this is all here. Then next we have the temporal lobe, which is here at the bottom, this area here. And the temporal lobe, it is involved in primary auditory perception, such as hearing, and holds the primary auditory cortex. And so then here at the top, no, I'm sorry, not at the top. At the end or the back, of the cerebrum. We have the occipital lobe, and then that their function is visual processing, such as distance and depth perception, color differentiation, so how you can tell that something is red or blue or green or yellow. Also, object and face recognition and memory formation. So a lot of functions there in the occipital lobe. And then after that, we have the brain stem. So right here, remember I said how this is the spinal cord earlier, right under there is the brain stem. So the brain stem, it is used for regulation of heart rate, breathing, sleeping, and eating. So a lot of important things. Okay, so next we're gonna look at the brain in a sagittal view, which is also like looking at it from the side, but cut in half. So I'm gonna take these pins out, and it was already cut. Okay. Now we're gonna look at it like this. Hope you can see it well. Okay. First, we're gonna look at the corpus callosum. The corpus callosum is this area right here. It's kind of hard to differentiate because it's all the same color, but it's gonna be this area right around that little slit there. And the corpus callosum, its function is communication between the two hemispheres. So when they're together, it's making sure the right and the left hemisphere are communicating properly. Okay, and then next we're gonna point out the lateral ventricle, which is actually inside the corpus callosum. That little slit right there, it's inside it. And that function, it has fluid in it. So it's a ventricle, it has fluid in it, and that fluid provides cushioning for the brain, and it helps it circulate nutrients and remove waste. So very important right there, that little slit. Okay, have a napkin to dab it, maybe that'll be better. Okay, and then next we're gonna point out the thalamus. The thalamus is this area right here, so it's kind of right under the ventricle or the corpus callosum. It's right there. And the thalamus, it is composed of different nuclei, and they all have separate functions. They serve each unique functions. The functions includes things like sensory and motor signals, and regulation of consciousness and alertness. Okay, and then next we're gonna do the hypothalamus, which is under the thalamus. So it's like this area down here. Okay, hope you can see that. It's right under. And the hypothalamus is used to maintain your body's internal balance and homeostasis. So yeah, homeostasis is all about keeping your body at a perfect temperature and balance, you know, keeping balance with things, making sure you're in balance. Next, we're going to point out the pituitary gland. And the pituitary gland, it doesn't really show that well on here, but it's supposed to be right under here. The pituitary gland, it is used to secrete hormones into your bloodstream. Yeah, so it's just used to secrete hormones into your bloodstream. So it's supposed to be right there, I believe, but it looks a little either there, right there. And then lastly, we're gonna have the pineal gland. And the pineal gland is gonna be this little thing right here. This little small thing, kind of by the hypothalamus, I believe. And the pineal gland, it doesn't really they haven't really found the exact function of it, but they do know that it is used in helping regulate hormones, helping regulate and produce hormones, and used to produce hormones such as melatonin, which helps us rest and sleep. So, yep, here's the brain. I hope I showed everything pretty well. Even here, you can kind of see where the olfactory bulb is. Remember that I showed earlier from the bottom view, the ventral view. You can kind of see where that is right there. And yeah, and you can see the optic chiasm as well. And that'll be it. Thank you.